Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Premiere Bundle Showcase Edition of May 2024. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate every one of you. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have The Eternal Cylinder, a survival adventure game about a pack of morphing alien critters fleeing an unstoppable force, an ancient relentless cylinder that crushes everything in its path. The premise alone promises a unique experience, and the Eternal Cylinder delivers. From the moment you start, the game immerses you in a fantastic grotesque alienscape. Despite the genre's potential for frustration, the gameplay remains fresh and engaging throughout. The story is heavily emphasized, aided by an excellent narrator who helps you navigate the bizarre world. You can adjust settings to tone down hunger, thirst, and enemy aggression, making the game accessible without diminishing the challenge. The gameplay revolves around running, jumping, and rolling as you search for food and avoid threats. The cylinder's advance is triggered when you cross a specific threshold, leading to exhilarating chase sequences. These moments are thrilling, as the cylinder devastates everything in its path, and you must reach a distant tower to hold it back. The sound design, particularly the ominous soundtrack, enhances the experience, making the threat of the cylinder feel real despite the game's repetitive cycle. The balance of high-stakes excitement and exploration ensures that the game remains fun and engaging. The game's story, characters, and unique mechanics create a rich and captivating experience. Despite a few minor complaints, The Eternal Cylinder stands out as one of the freshest games of its time, offering a memorable adventure that will stick with you long after you finish playing. At number 2 we have Slayer's Axe Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer, a survival FPS adventure game where you dive into the chaotic world of a teenager's imagination, set against the backdrop of the late 90s FPS modding scene. In this game, you follow Zane, a fictional character from Himno Space Outlaw, who embodies the awkward adolescence of video gaming. The plot revolves around Zane's creation, a modded FPS game reflecting his self-centric teenage fantasies. You, as Zane, play a mystical warrior hacker, an axe slayer, who seeks vengeance against the psychos for killing his mom and fellow axe slayers. The game is a fascinating blend of intentional bad design and compelling character exploration. It's a tribute to the amateur aesthetic of early modded games, with level designs that lack flow, textures repurposed hastily, and CGI cutscenes that wouldn't have been possible for teenagers at the time. Yet, these elements are crafted so deliberately that they evoke a sense of charm and authenticity. Despite the amateur facade, Slayer's Axe offers an enjoyable gameplay experience. The weapons are varied and fun, the exaggerated hit bob is reminiscent of 90s FPS games, and the intentionally flawed level design adds to the nostalgia. While the game is not perfect, it is short, has limited enemies and weapons, and you frequently encounter design problems, it still manages to be entertaining. Ultimately, Slayer's Axe stands out not just as a game, but as a unique piece of fiction. It offers a window into a time many will remember, blending edgy teenage fantasies with a narrative that's both cringeworthy and deeply moving. It's an elaborate lie that feels honest, complete with humor and nostalgia. If you're a fan of character-driven stories and nostalgic game design, Slayer's Axe is worth your time. At number 3 we have Hardcore MECHA, a Gundam Wing-esque side-scrolling mecha action game that delivers thrilling robot battles. You play as Terror At Oakheart, a mercenary working for Hardcore Defense Corps, tasked with rescuing a UNF lieutenant named A. The game unfolds like an anime series, complete with explosive action and robot smashing combat. Handling your mech can be overwhelming initially. However, the training options will guide you through the basics, making the learning curve manageable. Hardcore MECHA features a development menu, where you can upgrade your mecha with coins collected throughout the levels. This system adds depth to the gameplay, allowing you to enhance your combat abilities. With 18 levels across 8 chapters, each level is perfectly paced to keep you engaged without feeling repetitive. The game even includes side-scrolling space shooter levels, reminiscent of R-Type, adding variety to the experience. One drawback is the Japanese audio, which can make following the story challenging during intense battles. You might miss some dialogue while trying to avoid being blown to pieces. The game's single-player mode is complemented by a simulation mode, unlocked after completing the story, where you face waves of enemies in a survival setting. The online multiplayer, limited to a free-for-all mode, can feel sparse and unbalanced due to a small player base and lack of skill matching. Hardcore MECHA is a visually stunning, action-packed game that's perfect for fans of side-scrolling robot combat. Despite its minor flaws and limited multiplayer options, it's a solid choice for anyone looking to dive into the mecha genre. And number 4 we have Vlad's Circus, Descend into Madness, a retro point-and-click adventure that offers more than just the usual creepy clown trope. Set in the 1920s, you step into the oversized shoes of Oliver Mills, also known as Lazy Ollie, a clown who's had a rough go of it. After a devastating fire destroyed the Vlad Circus, Ollie is released from a mental institution and invited to a reunion at a mansion by the circus's wealthy owner. From here, the story takes a dark and twisted turn. The writing and setup are top-notch, with the game unfolding over a long night at the mansion. You'll meet old circus members and navigate a narrative that hooks you with its strange story, weird characters, and intriguing plot twists. Despite its bizarre storyline, the game is a captivating experience that keeps you engaged from start to finish. Gameplay in Vlad's Circus Descend into Madness is straightforward but effective. As you interact with the environment and explore different rooms, the game initially feels a bit confusing due to its semi-darkness. However, once you get the hang of it, the game's rhythm becomes quite enjoyable. The puzzles and quests are engaging, though the frequent backtracking can be a bit tedious. Visually, Vlad's Circus is one of the best pixel art games available. It boasts brilliant lighting effects, great character design, and a stunning color palette, creating an atmospheric experience as you navigate the spooky mansion. The minimal but effective sound design enhances the overall eerie vibe. From the first cutscene, Vlad's Circus Descend into Madness promises a memorable experience. Despite some minor annoyances like backtracking and less than perfect combat mechanics, the game excels with its compelling story, beautiful pixel art, and engaging puzzles. If you enjoy point-and-click adventures, this is a game worth playing. And number 5 we have Noob, the Factionless, a homage to the classic JRPG genre. This game is a love letter to the old JRPGs you grew up playing, filled with nostalgic references and a rich, engaging world. In Noob, the Factionless, you follow the story of Adam and Martin, two aspiring esport gamers. After meeting Max Middle, they dive into Horizon 4.2, a game within the game, where their journey to reach level 100 begins. The narrative intricately weaves between the real world and the fantasy world of Horizon 4.2, adding layers to the storytelling. The game's mechanics are straightforward yet enjoyable, capturing the essence of traditional JRPGs. You'll assemble a party with Martin as Baster, a versatile neo-magician, Adam as Drek, a formidable berserker, Sarah as May, a complex cartomancer, and Leo as Log, a versatile elementalist. Each character's subclass adds depth to the gameplay, allowing you to tailor their abilities to suit your strategy. Visually, Noob the Factionless excels with its nostalgic pixel art style and dynamic environments. The art style, reminiscent of old-school JRPGs, adds a layer of charm and familiarity. The game's soundtrack, a mix of modernized old sound effects and semi-orchestral music, enhances the immersive experience, evoking a sense of nostalgia. One downside is the lack of clear map markers, which can make navigation confusing. However, the game's world map aids in finding your way. Side quests, though sometimes tedious, reward you with valuable XP and items. Noob the Factionless is a delightful tribute to classic JRPGs. Despite minor navigation issues, its engaging story, nostalgic visuals, and well-designed gameplay make it a must-play for fans of the genre. Dive into this adventure and relive the magic of the JRPGs you loved. And number 6 we have Chicken Journey, an enchanting 2D puzzle platformer released on August 2023. You play as an adorable chicken on a quest to answer the age-old question: what came first, the chicken or the egg? As you navigate through this whimsical world, you'll encounter various puzzles, charming characters, and a heartwarming narrative that keeps you engaged from start to finish. The game stands out with its relaxing gameplay, devoid of any combat, focusing instead on exploration and puzzle solving. The controls are intuitive, making it easy for you to pick up and enjoy. The platforming elements are well designed, requiring you to jump, climb, and interact with the environment to progress. The game features a variety of puzzles that range in difficulty, ensuring that you remain engaged without feeling overwhelmed. The clever level design and the joy of discovering new mechanics as you progress are highlights. The pixel graphics are a major draw, with detailed and vibrant art. Each environment is meticulously crafted, creating a world that is both visually appealing and full of character. Smooth animations and a cozy aesthetic contribute to the game's relaxing atmosphere. The soundtrack has a calming and nostalgic quality, enhancing the gameplay experience. The sound effects, such as the delightful "bonk" of the chicken, add to the immersion, though some players noted minor annoyances with repetitive sounds. Loonyware has shown a strong commitment to the community, quickly addressing bugs and implementing feedback. This responsiveness has been appreciated by the player base, as reflected in the overwhelmingly positive reviews. The community reception has been incredibly positive, with many players expressing their love for the game's charm and wholesome content. Chicken Journey is a delightful and heartwarming puzzle platformer that offers a relaxing escape from the fast-paced nature of modern gaming. Please don't copyright strike me. And number 7 we have Himno, the Silent Melody. Himno, the Silent Melody delivers a captivating blend of roguelike action RPG elements set in a beautifully crafted 2D world. You'll find yourself immersed in fast-paced combat and procedurally generated environments as you guide Fash through a world plagued by corrupted machines. Gathering materials and crafting a diverse arsenal of weapons and equipment are key to surviving and thriving in this challenging landscape. A highlight is the comprehensive base building system, allowing you to design and automate your base operations for optimal efficiency and personalization. This sandbox approach encourages creativity while complementing the game's exploration and combat mechanics. Visually striking and backed by an emotive soundtrack, Himno, the Last Melody, sets a mood that enhances its atmospheric gameplay. The procedural generation ensures each playthrough feels fresh, promoting replayability and discovery. Since its early access debut, the game has benefited from community feedback, with continuous updates introducing new content and refining existing features. While some players note a learning curve and occasional co-op issues, the developer's active engagement promises ongoing improvements. Himno, the Silent Melody, stands out for its unique blend of roguelike challenges, strategic base building, and immersive aesthetics. If you're drawn to atmospheric games with depth and replayability, Himno, the Silent Melody, offers a rewarding experience worth exploring. And number 8 we have Terror at Oakheart, a slasher film-inspired horror experience. Unique in its genre, this game plunges you into the chilling tale of Oakheart, where an ice cream man named Teddy transforms into a masked serial killer under extraterrestrial influence. Navigating Terror at Oakheart is straightforward. Controls are intuitive, though dodging can feel finicky at times. Whether using keyboard or controller, the game performs well, with controllers offering smoother combat interactions. Visually, the pixel art style pays homage to 80s horror, amplifying its atmospheric and gruesome aesthetic. The subdued colors and detailed pixel animations enhance the game's retro vibes, reminiscent of classic slasher films like Friday the 13th. The gameplay unfolds through various chapters, each presenting a new character's perspective, adding depth to the narrative. You'll solve subtle puzzles, gather items, and craft weapons to confront terrifying foes, although combat can occasionally feel repetitive. Despite minor technical hiccups like initial startup errors and menu freezes, which can be resolved by switching to window mode, the gameplay itself remains stable. The haunting soundtrack complements the intense atmosphere, featuring eerie melodies and impactful sound effects that heighten the suspense. Despite lacking a checkpoint system for continued play sessions, the engaging storyline and diverse gameplay mechanics make Terror at Oakheart a thrilling experience akin to participating in an 80s horror flick. Terror at Oakheart delivers an immersive pixel art horror adventure that captivates with its narrative depth and chilling aesthetics. If you relish atmospheric survival horror and enjoy exploring different character perspectives within a cohesive storyline, this game promises a gripping journey through the dark and terrifying world of Oakheart. And number 9 we have Boti, Byteland Overclocked, a game that delivers a classic 3D platformer experience with a modern twist, appealing to both tech-savvy players and those new to the genre. It immerses you in a charming world, populated by quirky robots, and offers a mix of engaging gameplay and minigames. Despite some downsides, like controller preference and repetitive music, it remains a delightful adventure that invokes nostalgia for 3D platformer enthusiasts. The game's straightforward systems make it easy to pick up, making it a fantastic choice for those seeking a delightful and uncomplicated experience. It blends classic 3D platformer elements into a modern gaming environment, allowing players to enjoy a nostalgic gaming experience while exploring the inner workings of computers and tech-related concepts. As Boti, the data robot, your mission in Byteland unfolds after a simple tutorial. You'll take on viruses, glitches, and guards while collecting data and solving puzzles. The game's rich assortment of minigames adds excitement, and hidden treasures like bot coins and outfits keep you engaged. However, the game's controls are clearly optimized for a controller, which may pose challenges for keyboard users. Additionally, the soundtrack, while engaging, can become repetitive during extended gameplay. Despite these drawbacks, Boti, Byteland Overclocked is a charming stylized 3D platformer that welcomes you into its world instantly. Whether you play solo or cooperatively, it promises a wonderful and engaging experience, especially if you have a history with 3D platformers. It's a delightful journey that combines nostalgia with modern gaming concepts, making it worth a try for platformer enthusiasts. And number 10 we have Savant, Ascent Remix. Savant Ascent Remix takes the intense action of its predecessor and amps it up with revamped visuals, a pulsating soundtrack, and relentless bullet hell gameplay. Set as the alchemist, ascending a treacherous tower, your objective is simple: survive waves of enemies, and conquer challenging bosses to reclaim your domain. The game offers multiple difficulty modes, tailored to your skill level, from easy mode with checkpoints and extra lives to hardcore mode, without checkpoints and starting with an empty power gauge. Each mode provides a distinct challenge suited to different playstyles. Navigating the game's mechanics is deceptively simple, yet requires precision. Without using a keyboard or controller, movement is limited to left-right shifts, while dodging and jumping play crucial roles in evading enemy fire. The twin-stick shooting mechanics demand strategic use of charged shots to clear clusters of foes and tackle formidable bosses. Boss encounters are particularly exhilarating, requiring quick reflexes and pattern recognition. The soundtrack, composed by Savant himself, complements the gameplay with energetic beats and a touch of magic, enhancing the immersive experience throughout. While challenging and occasionally frustrating due to its unforgiving difficulty spikes, Savant Ascent Remix rewards persistence with satisfying progression and replayability. Each completed area unlocks new challenges and music tracks, encouraging repeated attempts to master its relentless ascent. Savant Ascent Remix is a must-play for fans of intense, twin-stick shooters and captivating soundtracks. Its blend of challenging gameplay, striking visuals, and compelling music creates an adrenaline-pumping experience that'll test your skills and keep you coming back for more. If you're ready for a bullet hell adventure with style and substance, dive into Savant Ascent Remix and prepare for a thrilling ride. And that's all for this bundle. What an exhilarating bundle this is. It stands out because many of these titles haven't been featured in previous bundles. From horror to JRPG, point and click to puzzle and action games, the variety here is impressive and each game seems outstanding. While interactive fiction isn't quite my cup of tea, everything else is top notch. Standout titles for me include Hardcore MECHA, Vlad Circus, Noob, Terror At Oakheart, and Savant. And if you're looking for something more laid back, Chicken Journey offers a relaxing escape. I wholeheartedly recommend this bundle. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.